We'll get through this together. We're America. And now, here's Mike.
That involve things like isolation, depression, aloneness, a lack of connectivity with one another. Here are the very latest: over 9,400 confirmed cases of coronavirus now in the United States. As of this moment, 152 deaths. Some of the stories are heartbreaking, including a family in New Jersey where the matriarch became infected, and her whole family has just been turned upside down. Two of the adult children died. I think two others are fighting for their lives. They're in critical condition. It got real for me yesterday. And I, understand as a broadcaster, I take the responsibility of alternating between making sure that I'm not an alarmist and I'm not trying to panic you or put fear into people's hearts, except when we really do need to step up and understand the severity of this, the potential of this. Worst case scenarios are a dangerous thing to do. Dr. Fauci pushed back mightily when I said yesterday that I read an article in The Atlantic that shows if we did nothing, we could see as many as 1.5 million deaths. And he said, worst case scenarios just instill fear in people. They are, in fact, I'd like to find that quote yesterday, guys. Let's find that clip from Dr. Fauci. In fact, we may play the entire Fauci interview again because it was very important, very valuable. He's been the face of this. He's been the voice of this. He has advised 6 American presidents, and a 79-year-old guy. If you heard the interview, at one point I said to him, "Are you taking care of yourself? Are you getting enough rest?" He made it very clear he's not getting a lot of rest. He is going at this morning, noon, and night. He's doing media interviews. He's briefing Congress. He's briefing the president. He's working with the infectious disease specialists, the teams. So I'm trying to balance worst case scenario against and draconian measures with recognizing the American spirit and understanding that we are sort of standing helplessly by as we're watching the economy crash badly. Millions of people will probably lose their jobs. People are already starting to lose their jobs. And I'm going to share some real world personal experience. My oldest son lost his job yesterday in Minnesota, just like that. And of course, he knew it was coming. The comedy club that he helps manage had, of course, closed down. They were going to hope to hold on for at least one more pay period. Owners said, "Sorry, can't pull it off." And that was it. And just like that, the spigot has been turned off. And now my son, like millions of others, millions of others, fearful of his future, wanting to make sure. Of course, I'm going to help my kids every way I can. I've got a son in Texas who's a teacher, who's a diabetic, and has a little beautiful 10-year-old girl to raise. He's, of course, not teaching. Thankfully, as a teacher in the state of Texas, I think the funding is going to be there for him to be paid, but who knows? And as the fates would have it today, he's got his house. I keep urging the kids, stock up, stock up. I've been sending some money to them to get groceries, some extra help, stock up, stock up. Trevor stocks up, texted me a few minutes ago, right before I come on the air with you. The power has gone out. I hope all the food that I've bought to stock up doesn't spoil. So that's kind of the real world stuff. And let me share with you the personal news that I got yesterday that has really, really rattled me. I have a friend in New York City who is part of a business where 2 people had been diagnosed positive with coronavirus, with COVID-19. One of the principal members of this company is about a 41-year-old guy, engaged to be married, young, healthy, no apparent underlying health conditions. So he tests positive because he had flu-like symptoms. Today, he is in the hospital with pneumonia in both of his lungs. He has double pneumonia, fluid in his lungs, and he is fighting off pneumonia now. as a 41, 42-year-old healthy guy who contracted coronavirus. That's real stuff. I'm not trying to alarm you. I'm not trying to make you think that the end of the world is upon us, because it's not. We are going to get ahead of this curve at some point. We're going to flatten it. The cases are going to decrease, and we're going to come out of this. And we're going to have a heightened awareness of things like hygiene. We're going to have a heightened awareness of things that matter. But in the meantime, we are just simply going to have to do the common sense things that we should be doing. I'm going to be blunt. Nobody should shake anybody's hand. Come on. I mean, how stupid is that? What's the need? I know instinctively we want to connect with people. I have probably come across 4 people in the last 7 days who tried to shake my hand. And these are wonderful people. I'm not trying to put them down or judge them, but I got an idea. How about none of us shake hands? How about none of us go into a place where there's a lot of people? How about we do our best to follow the lead of the doctors, the experts, the scientists, and the warriors on the front lines who are trying to say, stay to yourself. Because if we don't, and again, I'm not trying to be ominous, I'm praying that I have the strength, that God gives me the clarity that I need not to alarm people. But I believe this, and I think I have to share this. And we've seen enough stuff. There are enough rumors flying around. I have heard enough things from people I trust. If we don't start taking the dramatic steps that our government is asking us to take, I believe a very draconian nationwide implementation is going to occur. In fact, they're kind of hinting at us. They're telling us it's got to be draconian. It's got to be dramatic. It has to be big. They're telling us. And yet, shaking hands, let's go out to the beach, let's all get together, go to a club, let's all pile in a car, let's get on a train. You know, all the things that people are continually doing, in many cases because they feel they have to. And I get it. I get it. I get it. I totally understand. But I'm just very worried. And I'm very much, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong, I am very concerned that the government is going to believe that a dramatic, draconian, major nationwide response is going to happen if we don't do this ourselves. So I think it's up to us. I think we can decide. I'm sitting in my kitchen where I'm going to be for the foreseeable future. Now, wrong song. I'm sitting in this kitchen because I don't want to be near people. I don't want anybody to be near me. I want to be responsible. I have the blessing of a job that I can broadcast from home and not come in much contact with people. To me, it's a common sense thing. I don't know why every radio broadcaster in the country doesn't do this. You need an Access Comrex and an internet connection. You can do the show from home. Lots of my friends are doing that. Lots of my colleagues are doing that. We should all be doing that. Anyway, that's just some of my venting a little bit on this Thursday, March 19th, here in the ReliefFactor.com mobile studios of Mike's Kitchen. We're live streaming like we do every day on our YouTube channel. Feel free to go to MikeOnline.com, click Watch Mike on TV if you want to give me critical decorator points about my kitchen. I've heard a lot of them already, believe me. And I hope you join us. Let's connect to one another. Heck, I'm a little lonely. I'm a little isolated here in my condo, so you're my connection to the outside world. Come on board and join me because I want to hear your voice.